Welcome back to the channel. We got a great episode for you today. Welcome to Las Vegas. We got fight night in Vegas. We're recapping Mexico. Oh my God, did you see those fights? They
Great
were
fights.
all the chain. They were really great fights. There was even a surprise in there, a couple of surprises.
Yeah.
But it's another weekend here. Jay's looked like he's taking off again. He's doing Secret Service work, it looks like.
Sooner or later,
But
yeah,
Jay,
we'll
talk
be going.
sooner or later. Talk to us, man. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just still moving in. I just got moved in a new place, so it's still kind of in shambles, but it's looking barren
Yeah.
now. So now I got to start decorating. But it's looking good.
All right.
Don't forget, we got subscribers. That 100. What is it? 100 subscribers. We have a signed mystery box glove. Basically, it's mystery box with a signed UFC glove. We don't know who signed it yet. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Helps the algorithm. Helps us out. 100 subscribers, you get a signed glove. We'll open it on screens because I want to know before I send it who the hell what it is. But
We
after that, we're gonna give it to somebody. So like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff because it does help us out. 100 subscribers on that. But yeah, man, doing good. Like you said, I'm gonna have to take off here to another undisclosed location for a week or so, but then I'll be back. So we'll be doing
all right.
more traveling videos here. But yeah, let's
All
get
right.
into it here. Not only doing Mexico recap, we're doing Mexico 326 fight night picks, right? Coming up. That's
Yeah.
Holloway versus Oliveira 2 fight.
And that's here in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena.
Yep, I know, and I wish I was here for it, but no, I got to take off. So unfortunately, no. But we'll still be recapping and watching on Paramount like we always do.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So, and then after that, we got a couple early bets and, of course, some bets that we're going to be looking at here. So, let's
Yeah.
get into it here a little bit and move into the recapping of everything.
Oh yeah.
Recap Marino versus Kavanaugh. Let's just start from the bottom here and work up. Damian Pinas, right, versus Wes Schultz.
Pinas.
Just
I
exactly
mean,
what
that was a good fight.
I know, and I exactly what I told you was going to happen. Everybody underestimated Pinas's ground game, and he held Schultz down strictly by power. I mean,
the power shots that he delivered in that fight. There was a couple of them that just dropped him.
Well, yeah,
Literally just dropped him.
right? And everybody was saying that he's obviously has huge power. That's his knockout stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody was really kind of saying that this ground game was just terrible. And Schultz is a dog, and he'll go through it. And Schultz is a dog. He's a great great
Yeah,
fighter. He can
he's a
take
dog.
punches, man. And keep
Yeah.
coming. But Pinas punches, nah. You know what I mean? And not only that, he did try to take him down, and they were grappling, and
Yeah.
Pinas just took, the upper hand quickly, and was just
He
grounding.
flipped him over like it was nothing.
Like nothing, you know what I mean? So KO, jab, cross, he was done. After that one, made a little bit of money on that one, so that was good.
Yep.
Let's see, Francis Marshall versus Eric Silva, submission.
Oh,
naked
man.
choke in the first round.
Oh
on that
man,
one. Yeah,
that was a good fight.
That was
That was a good.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it went kind of exactly as we thought it was going to be. Eric Silva
Yeah.
was, kind of, what would we say? He was a little older, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, on everything. Let's see.
But Marshall was thicker in this fight than Silva. I'm sorry, said the wrong name.
He was bigger.
But
Yeah.
he was bigger. Yeah, Silva. So it was like when he did his opening takedown, it was a perfect example of a two-legged takedown, and he had him up pinned against the fence, and they were really worried about him getting a triangle choke on him, but Marshall just worked right through it and got the rear naked. It was like with 2.5 minutes in the first.
Yeah.
I mean,
strong.
it was done.
Yeah. Just
I mean, that's strong.
yeah, just strong. You know what I mean? So it kind of went up exactly the way we thought it was. It was going to go.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go the distance, but, subbed them out. So
Yeah.
we move on to the next one. Regina Taryn, she was the replacement for Montenegro. Montenegro pulled out, and Regina Taryn took it in the decision.
Oh, man.
I mean, she's from Mexico. She was in Mexico. She did well. I'm not going to say she had the favor on that. I thought Ernesta, I think Ernesta.
The aggression.
I think she controlled the ring more. She controlled the circle more. She did, kick and punch just as much as Regina did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, total strikes, significant strikes. Regina barely had more significant strikes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
More body punches, but the control a little bit leaning on Ernesta. So I kind of thought Ernesta won it by a split decision, but no, they gave it to Regina by unanimous decision. So I think maybe a little favoritism there on that one, but she did great. She's
Home
a
field.
dog. in
I
that
mean,
one.
she was a dog. I rewatched that fight earlier, and I mean, I saw the aggression, but she was counterpunching, and just moving backwards. When she did move forward, it was some good body punches. She was really in there to exchange with some headshots as well. But I'm with you.
Yeah,
I didn't think she did enough to say it was a unanimous decision.
yeah,
You know,
not split. Yes,
that
I could see split. Absolutely,
I
but
can see that. I agree with you on the split,
yeah.
but
So
that
Ernesta, I would say Regina didn't respect Ernesta's power,
no,
and so she should have been moving more forward. At least to me, if you
yeah,
don't respect her power, just move forward. Then take control of the ring, and she didn't. So that maybe a little inexperience on that, but they gave it to her. So they're in Mexico,
yeah.
kind of makes sense, but unanimous, okay. I have to question that a little bit. So, but anyway,
I got so many questions
yeah, I
about
know, but
that
good
one.
fight though. Anyways, it's good to learn off of that one, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
good to
moving to
learn.
the next one, Javier Reyes versus Silva de Andrade. That was a KO. Remember, that was a back mount. I put
Yeah,
Reyes for a submission on this one as a bet.
yeah.
Man, he almost got it. Almost got it, but
Almost.
they gave him the
I
gave
mean,
it to him as a ground
yeah.
and pound.
I
Basically.
mean, it was down to the last second of the fight,
Yeah, I
last
know.
second of the round.
I know. I know. I
It
was like,
was-
hold on. I was like, hold on, Andrade. Get submitted
Hold
next
on.
round.
I mean,
No,
but he
man.
dropped Reyes a couple of times with some good punches, but then Reyes regathered himself and came back and was like, "Nah, I'm doing this. It's over.
Yeah,
I'm not going."
he figured it out. Yeah, after
Yeah,
that, and Andrade started gassing out. I think a little bit.
yeah,
He's getting
well,
older. You know what I mean? The
yeah,
guy's getting older. So what can you say? But a good fight, just kind of how we thought it was going to be. Reyes was
yeah,
going to win it within the distance. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I thought it was going to be sub, but so close to a sub. You know what I mean? Remember,
So
we were both
close.
watching it on our phone. Like, look at this.
That's
It's
like, come
ridiculous.
on.
I know. So, all
Uh,
right, so that was a good one. So, moving on to the next one, Christian Quinones versus Chris Mutino. That was the decision unanimous.
yep.
I kind of thought it was going to go this way anyways with Quinones. I was hoping for a submission or something in the distance, but went to decision unanimous on
Yeah.
that. Made sense. It kind of nothing to say much besides they're right. It was unanimous on that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the next one, Aylin Perez versus Macy Chiasson. Right, I actually had
Another.
Macy on this one, just based on I guess the last just the fight styles for the most part.
Yeah.
But Aylin Perez was able to take the decision on
And I,
that one all the way
and
through.
I had Perez on my pick last week.
Yeah, you
So,
did. You did.
uh,
So I had Chiasson.
so
At the last, I didn't bet on it or anything. I just picked
yeah,
Chiasson to do this, but yeah,
this was one
she
of.
just didn't look. She didn't look
Yeah.
in that.
I mean,
In
she
that level.
started out good.
Started
She
out good.
started out. Yeah.
It started out good, but every time she's tried to attack, it just failed.
I mean,
on
with the last 2 minutes of the first round, Chasson mounted Perez's back, and she had the control and was trying to choke her out, but just couldn't get it finished.
Yeah, just couldn't.
And so,
just can't finish.
yeah,
Couldn't keep
yeah,
advancing.
and
Perez
that's
had a good defense on that, so
yeah.
and good offense.
She had a
Obviously,
body lock and everything. So I mean, you spend that much time on someone's back, generally something good is coming. But
yeah, that
nah,
lankiness. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think that played a little part.
That's a disadvantage when you're a taller fighter fighting a smaller fighter.
Yeah, but that
when you're trying to
base.
jump on their back,
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. When you go to the ground, you don't really have an
yeah,
advantage when you're longer. You have kind of a disadvantage. Just
yeah.
depends on how much rubber. Are you rubbery? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Aylin
The
Perez,
flexibility, yeah.
Aylin Perez had
Are
a
you?
great base. She knows the ground
Yeah,
game better. I'll think a little bit. So, kind of worked out the way you
yeah.
wanted it. I was thinking Aylin Perez was gonna, but I was hoping Chiasson could pull it off on this
Yeah.
one. So I picked Chiasson. All right, so this one, Ryan Gondra versus Jose Daniel Medina. That one went just exactly how I thought it was going to be.
KO,
KO in the first round, 41 seconds in. I mean, I didn't think it was going to go
yeah.
that fast.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought it was gonna go longer, but
he came in, made a statement, and that was it. Done.
he's like, I'm not staying all night. I got some margaritas to get. Let's go.
And he was mean too. So I'm the guy to watch. Man, probably some more easy money. Watching him. So
Yeah, that's
good fight.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
I you
good
know,
quick fight. You know what I mean? But this is
yeah,
exactly how we thought it was going to go. Next one,
yep,
Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Luna obviously looked great on this one.
yeah,
Pacheco didn't look that good, but he held in there
nah,
through that. Just
yeah,
kind of he's not as technical as Luna was. You know what I mean? Luna was
nah.
just, I mean, he was just technical in there. Looked
I mean,
beautiful.
and the
Everything he
damage.
did looked technical, and the damage he was causing. Yeah, the blood and
Uh,
everything. You know what I mean?
Scroll up for me, man.
What's that? Scroll up.
Scroll up. You got me on Yeah, you got me on Perez still.
I do.
Yep, you still had it on Perez.
All right. Well, here, let's get on Luna. Bam. Right.
Yeah, Luna. Yeah,
Where?
Luna. We're on Luna and
Yeah,
Pachenko.
I had it right here.
Yeah,
It's right here. Anyways, Luna and Pacheco, yeah, good fight, right?
yep.
Pacheco got kind of
Yeah, it was a
beat
good
up
fight.
on that one, that's for sure. About half the strikes, you know what I mean? No
Hmm.
control on the ground really, and 5 takedowns, for Luna. So
I
kind of
mean,
went the
that's
way that we thought it was going to go on that one. So
yeah,
it kind of makes sense. Let's see here. Let's go on the next one. What's the next one here?
Borjas.
Yeah, I got things moving
Am I
around.
pronouncing that right? That is that next fight is
Yeah.
Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas.
Yeah, Borjas versus
That's
Rodriguez. I didn't get to see much of this. I was on the road when
yeah.
I was doing this one. So was it KO overhand right?
Yep.
Second round. Yeah, second round. 4 minutes. 21.
4 minutes and 21 seconds. It was
Yes.
a good,
Did you see this
nice shot. I didn't get to see the knockout. I stopped it because I had to deal with something at work. But it was it. I got the gist of the beginning, but I'm just replaying right now. So
Gotcha. All right. So
yeah,
anyway, so
yeah,
Emmanuel Rodriguez won on that one, overhand right to ground strike. So
yeah.
we thought he was gonna win, just didn't know how he was gonna win on that one. So moving on to the next one, Edgar
Yeah.
Chairez versus Felipe Bunes. Split
Yeah.
decision on that one, 3 rounds. So again, another one I kind of came in at the last minute on this one, but yeah, Edgar Chairez just seemed like he took it. Did you watch this one?
I did. I mean, and Charez took that from it, for me. It's unanimous due to the strikes, the strike difference, as well as uh, there were he had no takedowns, but he had great defense. He only allowed 3 takedowns and one takedown in the entire fight. So I mean, that's very rare to see that nowadays with the level of stuff that the UFC and Paramount have put together. So that's to me. I had Charez as one of my picks, so it was a nice fight.
All right,
I liked
gotcha.
it.
All right. So moving on to the next one. This is one I came back in. I was fresh on this one. And then we actually went out, right? We went out and actually
Yeah,
had some
yeah,
food, right? So I was like,
yeah,
oh, and then we finally got the results on this one. So King Green
yeah,
KO, right? 4 minutes
yeah,
55 seconds in round 2. So right at the beginning of round 2, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, KO punches. I bet on him big. This was kind of the ladder bet that I did on
yeah.
this card, and I laddered him in. So it was a money line, KO, and then a round. And of course, it wasn't round 2. I had round 3 for him to do
Ah,
KO. So I did two of the 3, but he was the underdog, so that was like plus 380, and then
yep,
KO and whoever plus 100 on that one, and then the other one I lost. So good money
yeah.
on that one. That one paid off great on an
Oh
underdog
yeah.
for King
I
Green.
mean,
Everybody had Zell Huber,
yeah,
and yeah, so
including myself.
yeah, and
So
I had him in a 5-leg parlay, and
yeah,
he was the 5th one in my parlay, and I cut it off. I cashed it
I
out
had him in a
early.
3 leg.
Yeah,
I had a 3 legger, but Zellhuber. I watched the Michael Johnson fight for Zellhuber, and Zellhuber is open like we talked about the last time. If he comes in to play King Green's fight versus using his length to stay on the outside, then it's gonna be a problem
yeah.
for him.
We,
And
we,
sure enough, he came on in trying to dominate, and King Green caught him with a couple.
Yeah, which I said was going to happen.
Sent him.
If he play his game, you're probably going to lose King
Yeah,
Green because he needs to make a statement right now, or he's
yeah,
looking like he's going to be on the chopping block for UFC.
yeah,
So he did great and proved himself, and now he's back in the
yeah,
rankings. Let's see.
yeah. He's
So
on a winning streak.
yep.
Yeah, so
So
that's a good one.
moving on to the next one, David Martinez versus Marlon Vera. Yeah, I mean,
Now,
Martinez just looked great in that one. Marlon Vera just didn't look like,
He didn't
the
do
Marlon
enough.
Vera that we,
Yeah,
back in the past. Marlon he was just on that 14-1. You know what I mean? He's on the streak go
yeah,
moving up, and Marlon Vera is just, I guess, getting to the end there. I think a little bit. I mean, he's had 36 fights. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
He's
Start getting up there.
yeah,
Sometimes it starts
36.
wearing on it because he's had some dog fights throughout his career, some huge
Yeah,
dog fights. So Marlon Vera, great fighter, but again, someone like David Martinez in Mexico, you know,
yeah,
just I think a little bit too much for him that night. So
yeah.
last but not least, man, not the one I thought I was going to go.
Ooh.
Kavanaugh versus Brandon Moreno, unanimous decision over
I
Brandon
mean,
Moreno.
that was I went back and watched
Wow.
this fight. Loner on short notice did Brandon Moreno in. I mean, literally, he had him picking up his leg. The leg was bruised. You could see the bruising, and then you could see the damage on Moreno's face that was done throughout the fight. He was hopping around, and everybody was like, "Oh, Moreno's gonna be all right. He's good. He's gonna be no." Lerner still looked like he could go put on a suit, go have dinner with his girl, and just be on not have a night on the town. So
Exactly.
I don't know what they were watching. I was watching Moreno get his butt kicked.
I
So
like he was just getting outworked.
got worked. I
Outworked
think he
and
took him too
outpointed.
lightly.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
took him too lightly. I mean, he came in and he was looking good. They looked smooth in the beginning.
yeah,
Even Marino, they're just kind of figure each other out. But Marino just didn't have a level up. He just
yeah,
couldn't figure out that chess move to get
mm-mm.
half through the halfway mark of the chessboard, if you want to put it that way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
Um,
it's if you look at the stats, far as the total strength punches, leg kicks, they're close. They're not they're not skewed a great deal, but loners did a lot more damage than what Moreno's punches did.
yeah, let me get to that so everybody sees that. But yeah,
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 yeah.
as you
I
can
mean,
see, I mean, yeah,
I mean, it's not that far off. I mean, 134 to 136. I mean, come on, that's not that bad difference. But
no, the
when you go
significant
look at
strikes, the significant
yeah,
strikes,
yeah,
Loner had more, right? More
yeah,
head strikes, more body, more leg
yep,
strikes,
yep,
no control on the ground. Marino had all the control on the ground, you know what I mean? But less of everything else, just a little bit less than everything.
just a
So,
little bit less, but his punches didn't have the same snap on them that
right,
that Lunder's did,
yeah.
and
He's
they
got
didn't
those,
do it.
he's got
Damage.
those looping shots. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He was always trying to loop them in, but man, you get caught with one of those, you're
Ah!
done. But he just never caught him. You know what I
Just
mean?
never caught him with one.
So it's not
Yeah.
not anybody's fault. He did good. Everybody. He was a late replacement. Loner was.
I mean,
So
so that and that's a surpriser for two of these replacements on this card coming in on short notice and getting a win.
yeah,
That's crazy.
it's
When's
it's
the last time you saw that? When's
it's
the last time you saw that?
it's still it's 60-40 now in the late replacements. So when a late replacement comes in, they
Ooh.
win 60% of the time. It was 50-50,
Yeah.
but those two
Yeah.
just made it 60-40. In the past
Ooh.
2025
Yeah.
to now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So a little
Yeah.
different. So all right, let's move on to the next
Yeah.
one, right? So
Yeah.
just do. What am I doing here? Oh, what am I doing? All right, so Holloway versus Oliveira, right? This is gonna be
Yes.
UFC 326. Let's go down to it. Let's get into it a
That's
little
gonna
bit.
be here in Las Vegas. Like, subscribe, tell us where you're watching from. Cause hey, we want to know. Cause we're gonna tell you where I'm watching from. I might be at station. I might even go down to MGM and watch it. Tell us where you're watching.
Yeah, I
We
can't
want to
tell
know.
you. I'll be watching on my phone probably, but no, I'll be somewhere. Be able to watch it on a big
Let me
screen
know.
or in a casino.
You know,
There's
somewhere
casinos
in the
everywhere.
casino.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, there's a casino. So, all right,
That's what we got to do. Just get it out there and watch it.
yep. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Helps us with the algorithm here. All right, let's get into this. Right,
Yeah.
UFC 326. Let's do Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. All
You
right,
know.
so did you look
Ooh.
into this one?
Not yet, but I threw it in the AI for myself, but built on what we've talked about for the aggression, and the grappling and striking. And mine came out where Fernando is strong, lean due to his undefeated pressure. But Bellato is tough but hittable.
I'm
So
sorry. Did you say Fernando?
I'm leaning Fernandez early.
Fernandez. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Fernandez, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Fernandez.
It's
Okay,
my
yeah.
bad.
Fernandez versus
Yeah.
Bellato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fernandez, this is what we got on.
Lato. Yeah.
That's what we got on Tapology right now. Fernandez versus Bellato.
Yep.
Everybody thinks Fernandez is going to win it by KO, 82%. He's on a huge winning streak right now. KO, decision, KO,
Mm-hmm.
KO, KO. You know, and then we have Bellato, and he, decision, and that was 5 months ago. I'm sorry, a loss of decision. Accidentally legal upkick apparently, so that was a no contest.
Yeah.
Decision majority, and then KO.
I got
KO.
questions. How do you accidentally do a up kick? So I do have questions.
Just
So
just who knows, just a ref stoppage is kind of what I'd say. He did something
yeah.
and they didn't like it, so they stopped the fight.
Yeah.
And probably cut his forehead or something. You know what I mean? Something bad, so
Ah.
they just can't
Yeah.
continue. But
Yeah.
point being is Bellato. If you go look back, even after after these last 5 fights, you know what I mean? It's been a little while since he's actually won, right? And actually had a not a decision or a no
Two
contest or
years and
something like
three
that.
months.
Yeah, so it's been
Yeah.
a little while, but he's a knockout guy too on this. But again, I got to
Yeah.
give it to Fernandez on an early pick on this one, and I'm going to give it to him for knockout on this one. This is going to be a banger of the fight. These guys are light heavyweights. You know what I mean? Coming
Yeah.
in. So this is going to be a banger of the fight. Luke Fernandez is a huge fucking heavy-handed guy. He can hit you from long, he can hit you from short, and knock you out.
Yeah.
He's 6-0 right now. So I think he's on a good streak right now, and Rodolfo is just someone that he's got to go through to get to the next person.
I think that's. I agree with you on that one.
So yeah,
So
so that's Rodolfo and Bellato in a nutshell. Early pick. We're gonna do Fernandez on that one. John Young Lee against Gaston Bolaños. Who did you watch on this one? What's your AI say on this one?
and must AI is saying Lee on this one due to his pressure and his work, amount of his volume of punches. So that's all it's giving me on that one. It didn't even give me anything. I just his better on punches.
Okay, that's it.
So I got to go back and look at Lee some more.
That's it.
So
you give me 20
that's
seconds.
it. That's all it gave
That's
me.
it?
I was like,
20 seconds.
I'll
All
give
right,
you 20 seconds.
Okay,
20
man.
seconds.
Thanks a lot there. All right, let's see. So
Yeah.
Gaston Bolaños
Right.
versus Jong Young Lee. Jong Young Lee has the favor on this one. Minus 255, plus 210 for the underdog. Everybody's giving it to Jong Young Lee on this one. I believe he is a replacement for somebody against Bolaños, but it was another Korean person against
What was that
Bolaños
person's
here.
name?
Here
Yeah.
it is. Ju Sang Yu
Yeah.
was Yu withdrew, so now they have Lee coming in too, and he's 11-3.
Another short notice fight.
Yeah,
So
why
is everything
Yeah,
thinning?
I think this is gonna be a banger of a fight too. I think Lee has something to prove. He lost the last two KO, unanimous decision, KO.
Yeah.
He's kind of a subby guy. You know what I mean? He does KOs too, but he it's gonna be. I think it'll be a banger. I think it'll go the distance though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
I
the
got to
caliber-
look at Lee some more.
the caliber of fighters that Lee has fought compared to Gaston, I think there's what do you call it? There's I'm trying to remember if it's this fight or if it's another fighter on this card that I'm thinking of on this one. So yeah, no. So as you can see, he does a lot. Quan Cho, Kim, Caesar, Kim, Choi, Park, Bin, Kai. You can kind of see that he was, an Asian card. He was kind of in.
Yeah, it's been a huge Asian
Right,
card.
and then you get into, Yisha, Builder, Emil, Santo. He's starting to lose. You know what I mean? When you start getting into kind of a different level of people once you get off the road to UFC and all that stuff. He was starting to get to UFCs, and he won against Yisha, split decision, unanimous decision, and then got KO'd by Emil, and then start losing on decision by Santos. So I think he's starting to level up, and he's hitting a level where I don't think he can, move forward. So, I think Gaston Bolaños for Lee, it's going to be kind of a gate holder for him. He needs to get through Bolaños level You know what I mean? To kind of prove himself that he's worth,
Yeah,
going up to that next level, if that makes any sense. But that's,
it does make sense.
yeah,
It with the with the level of weight and the level of the class of fighter, it makes it a little bit different. It makes a better statement if he can get through this to go to the next bantamweight, go to the next level. Well, we just have to see what he brings to the table this weekend.
yeah. I mean,
Is he ready to go?
you have your intangibles too. You know what I mean? He's younger. He's high. He's bigger. 5'10". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's got that girth, but the takedown and all that stuff, it's gonna be a good fight. So it's kind of balanced. But I think I got Lee for this one as the early pick, and probably for decision on that one. So anything else on that one?
No, I got it. I have it as my AI picked it as a decision fight going all 3 rounds, as well. So right now, I don't have anything else on that one.
All right. So next one, Tobias versus Nergoje, right? So Rafael
I mean,
Tobias.
these are some bangers. These are some big boys.
Yeah, big guys.
uh,
What you got?
yeah, these are some big boys. We got Tobias on a 5 fight winning streak, going back to the contender. And then it is time at 2025, just 5 months ago, he just won his last bout by rear naked choke. And then we're dealing with with Dair. I'm not even attempting the last name. I do apologize because I hate when people mess up mine.
Nergoje.
He's lost his last 2 fights. Nergaje. Okay. Uh, they're equal in height, equal in reach by half of an inch. So difference. So I'm looking. This is going to be a banger. I'm not putting any money on it because it's too tight for me. but for my AI, it picked where to go. Oh, Tobias is the lean right now. His fundamentals are better. That he's more well-rounded. But what you call it? It's Dair is aggressive, so he can take a punch. So it's just you have to see how he is later in the fight if he's going to gas out because he has a cardio issue, is what my AI is telling me.
For Nergoje.
Yeah, for Nergaje, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else?
But right now, mine is Tobias for the win.
Okay. So money line.
Money line.
All right. Okay, so Tobias versus Nergaje. I got Tobias on this one. He's obviously on a huge streak. He's 14-1. Dair Nergaje is, he's a good fighter, but yeah, he does have a gas problem. His last fights, he was subbed out. Last 2 losses, and he likes to KO. So it's gonna be a bang fight. Just got to give the technical side to Tobias right now. Looking at things, he's got everything. He's got minus 250, moderate favorite, plus 205. Fight styles, got to give it to Tobias a little bit. So Dair can, like I said, he'll trade with you, you know what I mean, and so will Tobias. So I guess it really depends on, like I said, the gas and if his chin can hold up too, and it looks like his chin can probably hold up, but if he gets on the ground, I think his ground game just is horrible. So if he gets on the ground, obviously Tobias is going to have the huge advantage on this one. But I think it's going to go to knockout. Tobias for knockout on this one against Nergaje.
You calling knockout?
Yeah,
you calling it early?
I don't know what round, but I'm thinking it's going to be probably a night. It's going to be a banger. They both won a round, I think. So
right.
It depends on who's going to be more durable at this point. The other thing is, I think Nergaje is a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? That's all. He's 6'2". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everything else is pretty much the same. Overall.
I mean, it's about the same.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, those are intangibles, but the stats kind of tell you more. But yeah, so go to the next one. Sumaderji. Su Muderji. That's his name. Su Muderji. It says Sumaderji.
Sumaderji.
Why are you laughing at?
Sumaderji. The way you said it. Sumaderji. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right.
I'm trying to be composed, but you got me.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, let's see. And then
Super
against
dirty.
Jesus Aguilar, right? Let's see.
Yeah,
Sumaderji, I think, has the what do you call that? Odds on here as the favored one.
he does.
Yeah, minus
Yeah.
240 on this one. Let
hmm
me see here. What do you got?
So for me, I got Sumaderji as what for the win. Uh, Slight edge on speed, range, striking ability, accuracy with the strikes. The concern is Aguilar is a great threat for grappling, but he struggles with the grapple the longer the fight goes. So for me right now, it's Maderji is on a 2-fight win streak. Uh, you know, uh, can he talk? I'm just sorry about that. Aligar, I'm not even saying his name right. Like Aguilar, lost is on a he's on a 4-fight streak with one loss a year ago by unanimous decision. But I'm still giving it to Maderji. They're equal, but Maderji's taller, has a longer reach. So the weight difference, not that a pound is not going to make that big of a difference, but my everything is going Maderji, Su Maderji for
Okay.
win.
The Tibetan Eagle is what they call him, apparently.
Mm,
But yeah, Sumaderji, he's from China. Let's see, minus 250. He's won his last two on decisions, right? So he goes
yeah,
decision and he goes to the ground a lot. The other guy, he can kind of do it all, Aguilar. So it's a good matchup based on uh, fight styles, right?
yeah,
Let's see, Sumaderji against Aguilera here. Sumaderji's quite taller, right? So he's got a little bit of
yeah,
height in him. He's durable as hell. He's fought
yeah,
high level people. You know what I mean? And so it's just experience level. You know what I mean?
you know,
You got to give it to Sumaderji. So,
you know,
but based on the winning, you know what I mean? 1 out of 4 he's lost Aguilar, and
yeah,
2 out of 3. You know what I mean? He's won
yeah,
for Sumaderji. So
yeah,
it's a good matchup. And if you go and look at here, in Tapology here, they give it to Aguilar to win, 55%
yeah,
to 45.
yeah.
So kind of leaning to stay away from betting on this one a little bit. But mine's gonna
yeah.
be Sumaderji.
Maderji does. Yeah, Maderji. Out of the 3 losses that Maderji had, he had 2 submissions. One was an arm triangle, and the other triangle choke, and the other one, both of them were triangle chokes. So he's subjectable to a choke. Did he learn? But
Who
that was
is?
back in Sumaderji.
Okay.
He lost his 2 losses were due to one was an arm triangle choke, and the other one was a triangle choke.
Right.
So so we do know that Aguilar has ability to submit some people. So he's done a guillotine choke, and then he has knocked out some people as well. So it's a little bit of a fight. This is going to be a great fight. I'm not betting on it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I
So,
mean it's going to be a good fight. I mean, he's got 25
yeah,
fights against 15, so he's got a little bit more experience. He's got the height.
mm,
I think the level of experience that he's fought Sumaderji against,
yeah,
what Aguilar's experience and the height and the strength. I don't think Aguilar is going to be able to do too much on the ground to Sumaderji without getting back up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Sumaderji able to get back up. He's got a good defense. It's not great, you know what I mean, in the grappling game, but he's good on the ground and he knows how to get back up pretty easily.
yeah,
So all these defensive art of war type of things, you know what I mean. You got to give it to
yeah.
Sumaderji on this one. So, but that's the early pick, right?
Yep, those early
Yep.
picks.
So let's see. So the Sumaderji on that one. So moving to the next one. Cody Durden against Tumen Dembarel. Tumen Dembarel. That's his name. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's the ticket.
Uh,
All right,
that's
this
the
is
ticket.
gonna be a bang bang fight. All right, Cody Durden, right, is good, great fighter overall. He's been on a kind of a losing streak here, pretty badly here. KO subs, all kinds of stuff going on with him. And on the other side, you
Yeah.
got Tumen Dembarel from where's he from? Mongolia. He's another Mongolian guy. That's right. And they gave him
Yes.
huge 83% to win on Tapology on this one. Mostly sub, but decision or KO. But got to give it to the Tumen Dembro because man, he'll just keep coming forward on you. He does not care. He'll keep
Yeah.
coming forward on you. He's got a rock chin and he's confident in it. And Cody Durden has just been on a huge losing streak. He's just, 4 fights in the last 2 years, and he's only won 1. You know what I mean? KO, subbed, decision. He's just losing on everything. But he's good on the ground. If he can transition well, I think he might be able to get Tumen Dembro. But I think the Mongolian is just he's got too much. He likes to knock out. He likes to move forward. He's going to snuffle. You know what I mean? Cody Durden's game in this one. But I think it's going to be a stand-up fight. There's not much as far as intangibles. They look kind of the same on everything. So, great fight. I just think Cody Durden, he's had a lot of fights, man. You know what I mean? And Tumen Dembro is just on his way up.
Yeah. And he's older. He's been in some battles. I have Tumen Dembro as well as a take it. My AI is saying a knockout.
Yeah, Tumen Dembro wants to knock you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He definitely does. It's just, can he do it at Cody? Is he big enough to do it? Does he have enough strength? Depends on the game. If he snuffs out Cody, no, he's not going to be able to knock him out. But if he wants to stand at range, you know what I mean? He's got the reach on him. So if he's smart, but he doesn't. He likes to come straight in. So based on his tendencies of fighting, because he's so he's just got energy for days, man. This Mongolian guy. So I just gave it to him on decision, and on the ground he'll probably sub him out. But everything else, I think he'll just go to decision. I don't think he has the power to knock him out. But
we'll see.
Yeah, well that's just
Cody is durable and he's hittable. So
right.
Exactly. See how long it can handle getting these punches by an aggressive fighter. Because like you said, the losing streak that he's been on has been some submissions, has been some knockouts. So what is he been doing to recover from this to make sure to pull a win? But right now I got Tumen Dembro as taking that, like I said, knockout.
Yeah, hopefully he's trained for that. But yeah, I got Tumen Dembro for a decision on that for the most part, weighing on decision. So yeah, moving to the next one. We got Alberto Montez versus Ricky Turcios. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
My stuff is my screen just started spinning with my notes, so I'm like about to start yelling, "No notes, no notes."
Yeah. So yeah, Alberto Montez versus Ricky Turcios, right? Montez has the advantage here, slight favorite, -185, +160. Been on a little bit more of a winning streak, right? 4 out of the last 5 he's won, sub, lost on a KO, sub, right? So he's ground guy, and Turcios has been kind of losing a lot lately. Decision, sub, decision. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
gotta give it to Montez on this one. What do you got to say?
I got Montez as well on this one. Montez for the aggression on this fight. He's on a 3-fight winning streak, 4 out of the last 5. These bantamweights, he's unranked right now, but Montez is where I'm going. Ricky's on a 3 out of his last fight, unanimous decisions. Again, rear naked chokeout, another unanimous decision going his way. So, with the up and coming on the Contender Series for Montez, he put the Anaconda choke on, that was a movement that I was like, it was a fight we watched a couple of weeks ago where it was just a fluid movement from transitioning from full mount to the back. Yeah. And I was like, that was quick. It's just like a snap of a finger and you blink and it was over. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
So
good smooth transition from one, kept advancing.
Yeah.
Smooth.
And I like that. I was like, with the new way things are going with Paramount, this is going to be a good fight. But Montez is going to. I got Montez as a strong lean on this. I don't. My AI didn't help me pick anything out far as is it going to be a fight, is it going to be a knockout, or is it going to go to distance? Just says Montez for the win.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got Montez for this one. Obviously, like I said, Ricky Turcios he really hasn't just looking too good against lower level people. You know what I mean? And Montez is he's 10-1. Turcios, I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's just been having trouble with, like you said, transitions. Uh,
Yeah,
Ground game, not doing too well on it. He doesn't look as thick, you know what I mean, as the other fighters in his weight class, the bantamweight class. So he just looks lighter than everybody most of the time. But not saying that he's not he's a small guy. Just bone density wise. So he's kind of
yeah.
rubbery, but at that point, he's submittable. So I think I give it to Montez for submission, and so does everybody else on Tapology here. 88% for
Okay.
Montez to win on money line, and then 67% for submission on Tercios. So you go look back on a few of his last fights. That's
Yeah.
real susceptible to the rear naked choke on that one.
So
So
we may
that's
see it again.
yeah, might see it again. But he's got a little bit of height on him. You know what I mean? A little bit of
Yeah.
reach. He just doesn't use it. He just goes straight into the grappling game. He's just a grappler. So,
Yeah. So,
so let's
don't
see.
like to get hit.
Yep. So moving on to the next one, right? Dante Johnson against Cody Brundage. Did you
Oh,
look
these
into
are
this
some
one?
bangers. I didn't get a chance to look into this one. I got straight AI on this one, unfortunately. So I was going to look at it a little bit later. But for my AI pick, I got Johnson for the win. He's been on a tear, 7-fight win streak, 7-0. So right now he's the string. He's cleaner, is what my AI is calling him. He's got striking power. Brundage is dangerous but inconsistent in his striking and his wrestling. So I mean, I'm going Johnson on this fight. I'm going knockout is what it's calling for. Doesn't even call for nothing else.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, this is Johnson versus Brundage. I got Johnson on this one for knockout too. Same things. He's just bigger. He's on a 7-0. He's on a huge streak right now. Cody Brundage has 11-8 uh, uh, record, right? KO the last
yeah,
one, split decision on the last two. Decision majority. Won by KO, and then accidental blows to the back of the head, whatever that means. But yeah, so just based on momentum, you got to give it to Dante Johnson. You know what I mean? And the power
hmm
that he's got. He's minus 500 on this one to win. You know what I mean? And
man,
they got him.
that's a big number.
And everybody wants him to knock him out. So Mike,
Yeah,
it won't go the distance. I guess I'll say it that way. Don't know how it's going to happen. Most likely a KO, but it definitely will stay in the distance on this one. These guys are going to be bangers. You know what I mean? Or somebody's going to gas out.
I'm,
Real quick.
I'm going first round. I'm going first round on
Yeah,
that one. That's
we'll see the bet. We'll see how you really feel.
Put my money where my mouth is.
Get your mouth
Yeah.
around that. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt against Zhao Long. That's the next one.
Guys, y'all on.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. My notes are spinning again. I do apologize. I got Zhao Long because he's a volume puncher. He's durable. Plus, he's durable. Robert's chin and defensive laps will hurt him. So I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I'm just gonna call him by his first name, Cody.
Yeah, Cody.
Because I'm just not gonna mess his name up. He's aggressive puncher at the open, but as the fight goes on, he does lose a little bit of steam as it goes. He is hittable. He does have open big holes as the fight goes on, so he gets defensive laps. And Zhao Long is more. He's got a volume. He's durable, and he's more accurate with his punches. So I got KO or decision on this one. This is a volatile fight from my AI, so this one is calling for it a KO or decision. What you think?
Gotcha. All right. So Garbrandt again, Cody against Xiao Long. I give it actually to Cody on this one. I
Ooh,
think the level of fighter he has not seen somebody like Cody Garbrandt before. Cody Garbrandt's been around for a while. He was the top level fighters. He knocked people out. He was a belt holder for a while. He's leveled down a little bit with who he again leveled down again to a level fighter, right? A lower level fighter, I think, in experience and everything. This is, if you're looking at the screen, this is Yao Long. This is his fight history. If you go back in his fight history, you got a lot of Jungs, Yamaguchis, Twos, Who's, Yan, Liu's. They're all
yeah,
Chinese or some sort of Asian fighting. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got a couple
true.
Korolev, okay, Lara, Chen, Wubu Casimiro. They're all a lot of. And then when you start getting into the UFC, he starts losing. You know what I mean? Dana White's
Yeah,
contender lost to Quinones, right?
yep.
UFC Fight Night again, lost to Chang Ho Lee for a belt. He did KO Kwang Lee, but again, it's another Asian fighter. And then Sun
Hmm.
Young Yu, he lost in a decision. So he's losing. If it goes the distance, he loses. And so
Yeah,
if it stays in the distance, it looks like he seems to have a little bit more of a chance here in the UFC. But Cody Garbrandt is just at a level I don't think he's going to be able to touch. This is something good for Cody right now. So he's actually underdogged on this plus 135. So I'm going
yeah.
to give Cody the underdog bet for me this week. Is Cody
Ooh.
Garbrandt on this one versus Xiao Long.
Oh, I
Again,
see
it's a
you.
money line. Don't know how it's going to be,
Yeah,
but if it's going to go in the distance, it'll probably be a knockout from Cody. The only problem with Cody is he's not a very volume puncher because he's short armed.
yeah.
He's got these little short arms. You know what I mean? So he's got to get in and get you. But if he gets you on with one, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Xiao Long, if he's smart enough, he'll stay away and kind of work from the outside or go straight in, and start going to the ground. You know what I mean? Because he's got a pretty good ground game too.
Hmm.
But Cody Garbrandt is just kind of he's a strong guy. He's been around. He's fought top level people. He was top level, and he's gone down again. I guess in level of fighting. So Long Zhao's got a little bit more to prove, I think, fighting Cody Garbrandt. That makes any sense. So yeah,
It
that's my
does.
pick on this one is the dog Cody Garbrandt on this one.
Oh, you got the
Money
dog
line,
on there. You got the
money line.
dog.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
got a
how.
couple of dogs out of this one right now.
Yeah, so
So,
that's the
oh,
yeah. To me, with Cody Garbrandt, I just know his experience and so on. And Zhao Long, his experience isn't impressive to me. So that's my pick. So moving on to the next one.
all right,
Right, Gregory
all right.
Rodriguez, the RoboCop
Cyborg,
versus
RoboCop, yeah,
Bruno Ferreira again. This is fight number 2
the
for them.
Hulk.
Yeah, this is fight number 2 for them. Uh,
Uh,
this is a main card fight. Ferreira won the first one. What do you got?
yeah. Uh, my AI is picking Ferreira for this one. Even though we watched Bruno, sorry, RoboCop, the last fight when he beat out Kopylov, it was a unanimous decision about 3 months ago, and then he took out a KO with a left hook for Jack Hammerson. My AI is still picking Ferreira due to power, aggression, um, Rodriguez being hittable under pressure, and high validity of the fight. I don't even know why I picked that, but um, I'm leaning Ferreira on this one.
All right,
I
gotcha.
took him out the first time. I took him out the first time with a punch, a knockout. So I'm taking that as well this time.
All right, gotcha. So yeah, let's see the RoboCop against the Hulk. I guess is what they call themselves. RoboCop. They're both they're obviously they're 4-1, both in the last 5 fights. Ferreira is actually the slight underdog on this one, so you're taking the dog on this one, plus 165
Yep.
against the RoboCop. Everybody wants Rodriguez to KO 75%. They want Ferreira to go down. I think the first fight, like I said, Ferreira timed him, and I think RoboCop thought he was going to be able to take the punch, and it was just too much right on the
Yeah.
right side of his chin. Just hit the button. I mean, everybody has buttons. You know what I mean? And it was the
Yeah.
timing of it. he really skip stepped on the timing and just and did it like a lunging left in. You know what I mean? Because he was
Okay.
trying to stay
Yeah.
away. And to me, a little bit of a fluky punch. I think. I don't think RoboCop's going to put himself in those positions. Last couple fights, he's won obviously
Yeah.
by either KO or by decision. But Kopylov's not that big of a guy compared to the
Nah.
Hulk. Ferreira's a bigger guy, but he's still shorter, right? So
Yeah.
RoboCop, I
It's
think,
still
has learned
shorter.
some stuff, in the past few fights before their first fight. And he's fought some higher end people, higher level people as well, and is winning. So, Abus Magomedov is Ferreira fought and he lost, by submission. So he can get subbed, he can get knocked out too. Um,
Yeah.
and, you know, uh, so can Robocop, but it takes a lot, I think, to get Robocop out. Does Bruno have that one punch, to get Robocop? That seems to be the question because everywhere else, I think Robocop has got everything on him. He's got the size, he's got the power, he's got the wrestling techniques as well. Ferrero's not that
Yeah.
great on the ground. You know
No.
what I mean? So I think Robocop can take him. 6'3" against 5'10", 75-inch reach
Yeah.
against 72. The guy had to reach and lunge in to get him. So I think it was just kind of a fluky punch that he got lazy on the timing. And I don't think RoboCop's going to get lazy on this one. So I got to give it to RoboCop on this one for knockout. So that's my pick
Ooh.
on this one. So next one,
Knockout.
this one we're talking about Drew Dober and Michael Johnson.
Oh man. Now Dover is a dog. When I say a dog, he literally personifies dog. The last fight we watched, he was bleeding from the shin, hobbling around in the ring, and was still giving it to him. So if Michael, that last fight, he was on a 3-fight losing streak prior to coming into that fight against what is that? Propylec.
Yeah,
Propylec.
Yeah.
Propylec. And it was, I was like, who is this guy? I don't know if you remember that. I'm like, dude, I don't know. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. I'll go Propylec. And then, it was, say, knockout. So, with Michael Johnson, he's also still dangerous. He's on a 4-fight. He's 4 out of his last fights. He's 4-1. So, he's still dangerous as well. I watched the Zellherberger fight. He knocked him down a couple of times, Zellherberger, in that fight. So, this one is going to be a banger, and it's going to be they're both durable fighters. But I'm really leaning right now towards Dober to take this out. KO or decision.
Okay, why?
For the durability of Dober, I'm going to go with his aggression as well, his power under control, his composure under control in the middle of a flurry. Johnson's dangerous early, but inconsistent late. So once he gets tired, he's not going to be as strong. So I'm gonna still I'm giving the edge to Dober for that.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. See the Dober versus Michael Johnson. This is a 50-50 fight, and even Tapology says the same thing. Everybody's just 50-50. They think Dober's going to KO or it's going to go KO decision for Johnson, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it really all it is about fight IQ on this one. Yes, they're huge big bangers. Michael Johnson was top level, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
He fought huge people. And Dober's been around for a while too. You know what I mean? He just was never that big name, guy like Michael Johnson was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with that, as you said, there's a streak going on with Johnson. You know what I mean? He fought Zellhuber, won by decision. Azatire, KO, right hook, and another decision for Darius Flowers. And then of course Propylec, he won. Dober won against Propylec, but got KO'd by Torres, KO'd by Silva. Decision against not lost decision against Moicano, and then KO won against Ricky Glenn. So I think this is going to be a banger fight. It's going to go to fight IQ. Michael Johnson has the reach on him. Dober has the strength. You know what I mean? They both have the speed. It's going to be more about gas. I think Dober has a little bit more gas than Michael Johnson. So I think it'll go later in the round. If it doesn't get huge bang in the beginning, it'll go later on the rounds. And, either go to decision or knockout for Dober. You know what I mean? Michael Johnson. If it goes to decision, I think Michael Johnson might take it. because he's just got that fight IQ. You know what I mean? He knows how to win rounds.
Right.
But Dober knows how to win fights. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's a little different.
With the aggression,
In
with that
focus.
aggression that focus is right now, that's the one thing is I'm leaning towards Dober because of the aggression amount. You may be able to win rounds, you know how to win rounds, but now with it being on Paramount, it's about winning the fight. Do
Well,
you want
yeah,
that fight bonus at the end,
yeah,
at the end
man.
of the night?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Michael Johnson can win. He can bang too, but I think with Dober, is he going to be able to hit him enough to affect Dober?
Yeah,
Because he's got a chin, man. He's got a, I
that
mean,
Dober's got
rock
a
solid chin, but he's hittable at the
yeah,
same time. So
yeah,
he's not, he's confident in his chin, but he keeps it open. It's such a big chin. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Michael Johnson could take advantage of that if he just stays on the outside. You know what I mean? He's got that reach and he's got the power. But
yeah.
he's got to, break him down a little bit to get to Dober. You know what I mean? And knock him out or anything on the ground. Michael Johnson might have the advantage on the ground too, but Dober's he's a dog wrestler. He can get up pretty easily with anybody on
Yeah.
his back. He's just such a strong dude. So I give it to Dober. You know what I mean? In the distance, I give it to Johnson out. If it goes to the cards. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. But that's the way I see it. 50-50 fight,
Yeah.
man. Hard to freaking
Eh,
pick, on that one. But that's what I
I mean,
got.
the Johnson fight versus Zohober. I mean, that's where I'm at with it as well. That's why I'm giving it to Dober. They're both dogs. But I'm leaning Dober for this early. So, something else got to show me something a little bit different
Yeah,
because Dober's a beast.
Dober's a dog. The Dober dog. He's a Doberman. But yeah. So all right. So
Yeah.
hey, don't forget
Yeah.
subscribe, hit the bell, comment below. You know what I mean? We got a autographed glove here, right? Autographed glove
Yeah.
signed.
Yep.
100 subscribers, we'll give it away. A random subscriber. We won't open it until we hit 100 subscribers. Then we'll show everybody who the winner is and what the
Yep.
signed glove is, and then we'll go from there. Helps us with the algorithm. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Let's see. So moving into the next one here, right? We
Yep.
have
We got Rob Font. That's a name. Robert Font. Rosas Jr. I'm taking Rojas Jr. due to his grappling dominance, aggression, chain wrestling. Font still has striking, but vulnerable to takedown. In the last few fights, and plus, Rojas Jr. is on a win streak right now. And he's younger. 38 versus 21. They're similar in height, but Rojas has a shorter arm. But I'm going Rojas Jr. early.
Okay.
What about you?
I got Rosas Jr. for this one. It's 60-40 on Tapology, so they want Rosas to win and probably going to go to decision, but everybody else thinks. He can do everything. He can KO, he can sub, he can go the distance. You know what I mean? He's
Down.
young. He's only 21, like you said. He's only 21 years old. He's 11-1. Guys, Rob Font. He's almost 39 years old. He's 2 out of 3 he's won. Lost his last one by decision, so he can go to decisions too, obviously. But I just think the game, the momentum, the young, the difference in age. Font's not that great on the ground. You know what I mean? Comparable to everything.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really. He still. Everybody has a puncher's chance, I guess. You know what I mean? So that's the way. So I give it to Raul.
I love that one.
I give it to Raul Rosas all the way. You know what I mean? It's just Rob Font's just inconsistent. It's really all it is. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. You don't know what's coming that day. And if he can put it all together against somebody like Raul Rosas Jr., I don't think he can put it all together. I don't think he'd be able to figure him out before Raul Rosas Jr. figures him out. You know what I mean? It most likely subs him out. So it's going to be kind of a grapple roll around on the ground game, I think. But they'll stand up for a little while, then test each other, and then they'll go from there, I think. But I think it'll be more of a grapple ground game for them. So give it to Raul Rosas Jr. decision or a ground. What do you call it? Sub or decision for Raul? Uh,
Nice.
so next one, Barrio versus De Ritter. This is the co-main.
Oh man, I have questions about this. How did the Ritter get a co-main after his last outing?
Who
Um,
knows,
you,
man?
you know, I got questions.
I mean, like,
Dana, I got questions. You got to answer some questions about this one, man. He literally 2 rounds in a row, the ref had to get him up to get him, tell him your corner can't help you to get up. Why are you laying on the ground? Just get up and get to your corner. And finally, going into the fifth, they stopped the fight because he couldn't go any further. The I mean, that's my concern. How did you even get here? Did you improve your cardio? That is my major concern with this fight. You know, uh, bro, bro, I can't even
Barrio.
say this man's name. Barrio, you know, he lost his fight on because he was counterpunching most of the fight, but he is, you know, he does come forward once he gets hit several times. He gets hit, it's like it wakes him up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming forward. You hit me, you hurt me. Now I'm gonna come after you." I have Barella for the fight for the win for this fight. It's cleaner strikes, better footwork. The Ritter, he's got grappling, he's dangerous, but he's a slow to start. And where's his cardio at this fight? Because his cardio wasn't in the last one, and I'm going decision with this fight.
Barrio for
What you got
decision.
for me?
Is that what you're saying?
Brio for decision.
Okay, gotcha. So Tapology's got Barrio for decision as well. 68%, 82% of that for decision. Let's see. So for me, of course, I have Barrio for this one as well. The Ritter,
Mm-hmm.
the question to answer your questions, I guess. Let's see. Let's look at this real quick. So Barrio versus the Ritter, right? You can see that they
Yeah,
both got good records right now. He only lost the
yeah,
last one against Brandon Allen, the Ritter, right? So he's been kind of
yeah.
doing well, uh, and so has Barrio. They can both bang and they can both go to decision. So it's going to be a pretty good fight. Like you said, it's all about the gas tank on this one.
Yeah.
And the Ritter apparently had some sort of blood issue. His all of his stuff was out of whack. Apparently that was he was saying that he had his testosterone, his lipids, all that stuff was off. Apparently everything was out of whack. So he said that he couldn't even recover after that. He got tired going up the stairs. So things like that, you know what I mean,
Then
after the
that's
fight. So
why did you fight?
this was
Why did you fight?
this was 2 weeks after the fight, and he was still having problems recovering. So that's why they did a bunch of blood work, and they found out that he's got everything's out of whack. All of his balances were out of whack. So
Uh,
he's kind of saying, so he's kind of blaming it on that, right? That's kind of his excuse, and he's sticking to it. He's from Netherlands against a Brazilian. The Netherlands is
I
coming
mean,
up.
they,
The Netherlands is coming up on a fight card here soon, so they're going to be fighting in the Netherlands. Kind of makes sense
I
why they
think
put
that,
him on the
yeah,
right?
I see what you're saying.
I'm just answering your questions. Just answering your
I
questions.
see
You know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying. I
Yeah.
see what you're
So
saying.
it's all about the business. It's all about the money. But Caio Del
Uh,
Rayo is the natural against RDR, Renier de Ritter, and the natural
mhm.
is just a banger. You know what I mean? So on this
Yeah,
one, but they're gonna give it to him on decision. He can do pretty much everything. He can go to KO. He can submit. He can decision.
yeah,
And de Ritter, he's durable. You know what I mean? If he just doesn't gas out, right? So that's kind of the main thing.
yeah.
Is he still got a blood issue? If so, it's going to be a quick fight. If not, it'll probably go to decision. But I got to give
I
it to
mean,
Barrio either way on that one.
yeah. I mean, Cody is good with grappling and everything, but it was just like he got tired
Yeah,
real quick in that last fight, and then you're carrying the weight at carrying 6'4" around. If you know that there's something wrong before you get in the ring. Like we were talking earlier when I told you I wasn't feeling well. We know when I get up in the morning if it's gonna be a good day or a bad day. Why'd
yeah,
you get in the ring?
but it's not the same when you're fighting, man. I mean, again, when you're training everybody every day, you're training every day, you hurt, so
Yeah.
you get used to that pain. So you don't know. You know what I mean? You're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little today, but I'll pep up for the fight, and you do. You
Well,
start blood rushing, you start getting pumped up, you start working out, sweating, boom, you're awake. You know what I mean? And that
yeah,
happens. But the recovery, if you can't recover, and you're like, whoa, 2 weeks later, you're like, I can't even go upstairs. Something's wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's when
true.
fighters start figuring it out that there's something wrong because they're like, man, I'm training, I can't recover. I'm training. So it's a difference. You know what I mean? If you just wake up and go, oh man, I don't feel right. That's every day for a fighter. You know what I mean? They gotta get
Yeah,
motivated to get out there and jog with stiff. You know what I mean? Everything hurting
well,
at 35 years old, 36 years old, 37, 22. Not so much at
yeah,
21, 22. A little bit different when you start getting up there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But but when you're a fighter, it's just different, man. It's just you're always in pain. You know what I mean? My nose hurts today. Yeah, I got punched on the nose yesterday. You know what I mean? When my legs hurt,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I got kicked in my legs, man. You know what I mean? So that's
you
why they
know,
try to take a week off before their fights, and it's tough to even do that because it training. You know what I mean? You want to
yeah.
keep your training up. So you're always hurting, man. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
Well, I mean, as football players, we do the same thing. We try to push through stuff, but certain things you can't push through. We talked about that during the season. Carson Wentz and his so-called 80%.
Yeah,
But
that's football though.
you
You know what
know,
I mean? It's just
yeah,
it's a different
yeah,
you know
yeah.
type of fight. You got pads on and stuff, but it's just different, man. You're
You know,
fighting. You're getting hit in the leg.
car wreck every 23 seconds. Yeah,
15 minutes, you're getting hit in the leg. You know what I mean? Like 60 times. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where football is 45
yeah,
minutes. You know what I mean? Of just intense
yeah,
playing. So it's a little just different. This is different. It's great, but it's
yeah.
different. So yeah. So moving on to the next one. Holloway is the last one. Holloway versus Oliveira on this one. We talked about this one. Um, you know, Holloway's the champion against the
Man,
challenger. Oliveira won his last one, and he was the main event in the UFC Brazil on this one, and
yeah,
Gamrot. So he choked out Gamrot on that one for the main event, which is
yeah,
good. Pretty good card on that one too. He lost to Ilya Tapura on a knockout. Got knocked out by Ilya Tapura. Decision. Won over Chandler, lost over Sarukian, and KO on Darush. So Oliveira can
yeah,
pretty much do it all. They've both been around and this is their second fight after 10 years. After what was he
yeah.
broke his collarbone the first time?
Yeah, broke his collarbone, caused a stoppage to injury. That's a unfortunate incident, but I would have felt once he healed up, they should have did it sooner. But 10 years he's gained some experience. Holloway's been in some battles. I mean, battles. The boy is, when you say bad, shut your mouth. Yeah, that's a bad man right there. I still feel Holloway's got the power, got the grit. Um, they've been in some battles. Both of them are battle tested. 36-11 versus 27-8. You got the same height difference, 2 years age difference. Holloway has been on a tear, handling his business. He's on a four out of his last fights are wins. He only lost to what is that dude's name? Can't even think. Toprakul, Ilya. I'm gonna call it Ilya.
Oh, Tapuria.
Tapuria. Sorry, Tapuria. I mean, since 2023. So four out of his last fights. I'm still giving it to Holloway for this. I'm going decision on this fight, going all the way to the end, because these guys they bangers. This is gonna be a good fight. You might hear me yelling all the way where you're hiding at in secret locations.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I got that lean, and the reason mine is giving Holloway, plus my AI is giving it to Holloway due to Holloway's clear edge in the striking, volume, his pace. Oliveira's advantage is his takedowns, but Holloway does have good takedown defense. Holloway's more consistent at an elite level of a fighter, and the aggression that we're looking at also favors Holloway. So that's where I'm going. What you got?
Is that your AI?
No, that's me. That's me on this one.
All right, gotcha.
You know,
All right, gotcha. So Yeah, against Holloway and Max. Against Oliveira and Holloway. I got Holloway on this one too, but I do have for knockout. I think on this one.
Ooh.
Be kind of a ladder bet on this one for me. But yeah, Holloway to knock him out in the distance. I think probably second or third round. If anything, if it's gonna be KO, to be in the second or third, maybe fourth. In the middle.
Okay.
Won't be in the first. Won't be in the fifth. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But I'm thinking like 2 or 3, maybe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oliveira he's got a chin that just wants to get hit. It's just a big ass chin to me. And Holloway,
It's a nice sized chin.
You got to realize, I don't know if anybody really sees this stuff, but Holloway changed his fight game, his style. He still punches, nobody can't change the way you punch. You know what I mean? If you punch a certain way, it's really hard to change because it's comfortable. But he actually changed his fight style a little bit differently. He's getting older. He's not dumb. He can't, he's gotten chinned a couple times lately. But against Oliveira's not going to be able to chin him, first off. I just don't think he's got the power or the, fight style game that, against Holloway.
Yeah.
But Holloway's not stupid either. He's not going to put himself in trouble. So he's actually been doing a lot more kicks lately. He's great at kicking. You know what I mean? And kickboxing, back, kicks and all these, turnaround, all these crazy kicks. And he's keeping his punches at the end. He's keeping people at the end of his punches. Let's put it that way. So he's gonna keep the distance on Oliveira and just wear him down until he sees those nice pretty shots and just hit him, and it's gonna be done. Knockout by Holloway in the second or third round. Oliveira's great. I mean, they're both good on the ground. I mean, everybody I think underestimates Holloway's ground game, but even if you get him on the ground, he gets up. So same thing. He just knows how to get up really well and easily. Oliveira, really good on the ground. If he gets your back, it's going to be real hard for Holloway to get back up. He does not. He's like a snake. He gets on your back and he just keeps going until he gets that choke. You know what I mean? You just keep going with it, or an armbar or something. And Holloway and Oliveira's bigger, I think, in this one. So,
Holloway's taller.
Oh yeah,
so...
but I mean, girth wise, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just muscle wise, after the last 10 years, Oliveira's put on some bone density. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah.
And that chin's just grown too, so it's hittable. So that's what I'm thinking. It's more of a KO thing on this one for Holloway versus Oliveira 2. Like you said, it shouldn't have been this long for them to fight again, but it's a championship fight, so it's going to be a great fight between the two. But yeah, I got Max Holloway money line already at -220.
Okay.
And then I'm probably going to ladder in a Max Holloway KO.
Nah.
And then I might be either ladder in the distance, right?
Okay.
Or round 2 or 3. You know what I mean? For Max Holloway to win by KO. Or, I'm sorry, Max Holloway just to win in round 2 or 3. Just to win. Doesn't matter if it's KO or decision or whatever. Just win in round 2 or 3. You know what I mean? If you really want to get crazy, you do Max Holloway KO round 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that would get you a crazy 3-4 ladder bet. You know what I mean? On that one. So
you're going up the runs of the ladder.
Yeah, but again,
there you go.
Remember we were talking about ladder bets. Ladder bets are not, you do a money line bet, you do a higher unit, you do a plus odd, you do a lower unit, you do a higher plus odd, you do a lower unit. So it really just that's how you ladder up and still make money.
Yeah.
If you lose it, it's not that much money you lost. You know what I mean? But for the most part, at least I believe Holloway's going to win -220 money line. No matter what. And then after that, KO decision, whatever, so just, do your ladders correctly, you know what I mean? By your unit betting. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below. Don't forget we're having a subscriber signed, autographed UFC glove. We don't know what's in it. It's mystery. Like, subscribe, 100 subscribers. We'll show everybody. What you got going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. Tried to pull up these bets early. You remember we had the bet showing where we could bet at. Right now, there's not a lot of bets out there where we can place.
Yeah,
until Thursday.
Yeah, this is what they're showing on best fight odds for all the bets. And you only see the prelims and the early prelims fights. You don't see the main card yet. On Nationwide, I guess, betting, you got FanDuel, Caesars, Bet Rivers, Betway, Unibet. That's pretty much it. Then you come into Vegas, it's a little different
Yeah.
here. You know, we got
Yeah.
William Hill and
We got the station casinos. We
stations,
got
yeah,
MGM.
yeah,
Um,
Caesar's
we can get some
Palace.
money
You know what I
line.
mean? Things like
Caesar
that. But yeah,
Palace.
so we do have
Yeah.
a little bit. So we got more money lines on the main cards right now, but no
Yeah.
prop bets, none at all.
None.
You know, so those should be coming. That should
So,
be coming tomorrow or Wednesday night or Thursday. You know what I mean for the prop
so
bets and all that stuff. So, but you know,
yeah.
do what you got to do. I guess everybody else is going to that. What's that other one that everybody's doing?
What's that offshore one?
Yeah, I know. I can't remember
Bet
now.
Bet US.
No,
Bet
no,
US is
no,
it?
no. It's I'll think about it later. But yeah,
Uh,
it's a new one where you can, if I can place the bet and then somebody can.
Poly. Oh, the Poly
Yeah,
Bet.
Poly Market. That's it.
Poly Market.
Yeah, Poly
Yeah,
Market.
that one.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Hey, Poly
I'm
Market.
not trying to advertise it. Just saying that Poly Market's probably on there somewhere.
Yeah, it might be on Poly Market. They let you do a lot of different things with those. You live betting in there. I
Yeah.
bet on it. You can bet on it.
Yep.
You know, create it and
Exactly.
everything.
So early
So
bets. Let's get into early
yeah,
bets real quick, right?
yeah.
Did you do any early bets?
Not yet. I was waiting on the rest of the bets to come out to try to build a couple of parlays and some ladders and some props. But you know, my early thing that I'm looking at right now that I'm betting on, that I plan on betting on, is going to be the Holloway fight. I'm going Holloway for decision on that one. Where's my note set on this one? Because I have them saved already.
Gotcha.
For
Well,
what
I
I
did a
wanted
couple
to.
bets already, just for everybody to kind of know. Did a 5-leg parlay on that on favorites, and then I did obviously the
Yep.
Holloway money line bet on that one.
Yep.
So let's go into the 5-leg money line at plus. Damn it, I think it was plus 3 something for a 5-leg. 5-leg at Dante Johnson, Caio Barrayo, Jong Young Lee, Luke Fernandez, and Raul Rosas Jr. for the 5-leg. Yeah, so I did a 5-leg. I said I did a 5-leg on this last one, and Zoe Huber was my last one, and I cashed it out early, and I made money on 4-leg instead of 5. And I'm glad I did because King Green knocked his ass out. So it was perfect on that one. But yeah, I did another 5-leg on all the high favorites for this UFC card, 326 on that one. And then, of course, Holloway for money line at minus 220. But you put a higher, bigger unit, right, for that minus 220 to win. Then I kind of ladder from there once those prop bets come out. So, but yeah, those are my early bets, and of course all the picks and the recap for the week. Anything else you got going on, man?
Man, nothing much really. Just getting ready for this weekend. Probably gonna, like I said, might be down at MGM and watch the fight this weekend to get out the house. So be on the strip for a little bit. Just do something different. It's supposed to be nice this weekend here in Vegas.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now. So yeah, no, I get it. It's a little cold right now, but yeah, it's beautiful. So all right, cool, man. Well, that's it for this one. So we see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.